Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today we're going to go over Module 6, Lesson 4, the Mauyran Empire. So, of course, you're going to start in the classroom. Remember all the resources that we have on this page here, all the videos. The video will be put in this folder here. How-to videos are down here if you need to know how to insert a picture or anything for Lesson 3. That's in there. It's also in the video that I posted for Lesson 3. Remember to check your updates page. Remember to check your calendar to see what's upcoming. Help desk if you need help. But we usually go to the classroom. And of course I have things on my screen you won't see. So we are in Semester 2, so we're in Module 6, Ancient India. By the time you get here, you won't have the pretest, I didn't publish that. You should have done lessons 1, 2, 3, and now you're on lesson 4. So you open up that folder, and, okay, it's the Mauyran Empire, so you will have to do things in order. Most of you won't have access to the notes like that, but you'll have the review video. There's a video on there, and it's just another simple way to go through a review. Only after you've done that do I want you to do the Cahoots game review. Take notes on what you're getting wrong, because your notes, you can use your notes, and you should only have one of these green symbols, puzzle symbols, and that will be the quiz. So this ends with a 6-question, 24-point quiz. So go through the lesson first. That and the notes is what I'm going to go through with you today. The Mauyran Empire. The objectives that we're looking at are on the bottom of the page. And it's about how Buddhism changed India. So we're going to recognize the political and cultural achievements of the Mauyran Empire, explain the teachings and the spread of Buddhism. We're going to explain Asoka's role in the spread of Buddhism. We touched on that in the last lesson. And this is really important. You need to learn how to use the scale, cardinal, and intermediate directions. That means north, northeast, south, southeast, southwest. Those are the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and the intermedials, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, like that. And to estimate distances between places on current and ancient maps of the world. So that's using the scale. So that might be something you need to practice a little bit, and I can help you individually if you need to do that. I don't know that they give you enough practice in these lessons if you don't know how to do it, but ask me, reach out, and I will help. What was the Mauyran Empire? Again, with the travel journal, you used to be able to save it, open it up, and save it. We used to tell you to save it, go to print and save it in your Google Drive. They don't offer that as an option anymore. At least not on my computer, so if you still have it, great. The way I went around that was I just copied the whole thing, and then I pasted it onto my own Google document. You can see it came shaded like that, which is fine. Remember, in my notes, when I take the notes, I also try to highlight for you information I think you're going to need for the quiz. So you might want to make sure that after you've taken your own notes, come back, watch this video, and pause it if you need to see where I highlighted it, the information. That will help you. And I'm all about trying to help you learn. But you have to go through all the activities in order to learn it. Because it's not all about getting an A on the test, but it's actually understanding what the Mauyran Empire was. So we're starting in around 550 BCE, before Common Era, right? And where Aryan kings are in India and competing for power. We already learned about how Alexander the Great entered India and won. Triumphed means won over the Magadha kingdom. But he didn't want to stay there. You know, he had a lot of land to cover, so he left behind other forces his men to occupy and rule the land. However, the people didn't really like that very much. So by 321 BCE, the Mauryan Empire began. Chajagragupta Maurya took over the former I have trouble with these words, Magdha kingdom, which Alexander the Great was trying to control. So it went back to the Indians and became the center of the Mauryan Empire. It's what's now Afghanistan, and I don't know this stand, Balochistan, and it was the Indus Valley that we learned about in our very first or second unit. And then the third emperor, so there was him and his son, Chadragupta, right? And then his son, and then the third emperor, who we're going to learn a lot about, was Usaka, because he expanded the Indian Empire and also brought the religion of Buddhism, which we learned about last time. So you can see on this map, sometimes if you click on the map, you'll be able to see it larger. This was the Mauryan Empire around 297 BCE, right? And then Ashoka expanded it further south. So, for my notes, go through here, right? Rearrange these to what happened in what order. Okay, that will really help you a lot. Just move these around to the next one. I didn't do it right because I wasn't reading it, but do it, practice it, and take your notes. So for my notes, how did the rise of the Mauryan Empire occur? When Alexander the Great conquered the Magdha kingdom, he found that it was too much and too far to control. So Chadragupta Maurya took over the kingdom and began the Mauryan Empire. He conquered the troops that Alexander the Great left behind and expanded his territory. He gained Afghanistan and Balochistan and the Indus Valley. His son took over, and then Ashoka brought most of India into the empire, and the war was fought, which brought even more land and the religion of Buddhism. So those were my notes. Again, that what's highlighted you will find, you might find in the quiz. The next page, we have the question that we'll be answering on the bottom of the page is how far south did Ashoka extend the Mauryan Empire? And here they're teaching you about how to use scale, okay? So scale is the distance between points. On a map, it's measured the distance between points. I will usually use either a ruler or a piece of paper, right? And it tells you how, if on this map, 1 inch is a mile, so you have to go look how far 1 inch is or how many inches it is. I will often use just a little piece of paper to do it. I don't know how handy these maps are for you to measure. I guess you have to print them out, so it's hard for me to show you here. But here you can see that the Mauryan Empire expanded greatly during the reign of Chadragupta's grandson, Ashoka. Okay, and you can look for the hint in the answer after you try it on your own. Okay, so I thought the most important was also that the empire expanded southern India and defeated the Kalinga Empire. So you'll find that on this map here. Okay, it's not a great page. I'm not really pleased with the way they did that. But if you need help, I can help you. The next question, the next page is, what was the government of the Mauryan Empire like during the reign of Ashoka? Okay, and here also they ask you to use the compass rose to determine. So this is the compass rose. It's a little hard to see, and this isn't even enlarging for me, but you've got north, south, east, and west, right? And so here we can see that the kingdom of Kalinga is in the east part of India. I'd say it's sort of central. This would be southeast. This would be northeast. Right? This is the northwest. This would be the southwest. That's what they mean by using it. It's called a subcontinent because it almost looks like its own continent, but it's a lower part of the continent of Asia. Okay, so the government, back to the question that we're answering, it was a bureaucracy, a lot of organization, but the bureaucracy worked because they made harbors and roads and collected taxes and shipyards and courts with justice and rule of law. They had good military strategy. They used elephants to frighten other people and trampled the enemy's land. Right? And they wanted to see the southern trade routes as well. So my notes, pretty much what I just said. That's my notes for this part of it. Okay, pretty much what I just said. Moving on. So my video doesn't get cut short. I'm running long today. How are Buddhism and Asoka connected? He saw great suffering and he didn't like it. So he spread the ideas of Buddhism, about nonviolence, about limiting animal sacrifice, about tolerance for other religions. So it affected him quite greatly. Yeah, the suffering he saw made him convert to Buddhism, rejected violence, stopped eating meat, stopped the sacrifices, spread Buddhism and religious tolerance across his area, his empire. Next, Hinduism, questions on the bottom. Why did people turn to Buddhism? And you can read this path, and what Ashoka did was he spread the word. He gave places of, he rejected the caste system. He spread the word by spreading messages throughout the area, ruled as an example. He had stone pillars that set up like billboards, promising a fair government and giving good ideas about how to live a good life, building hospitals and shrines and resting places for travelers. So, and through that, Buddhism spread to other parts of Asia as well. Okay, and you will still see that in your as you travel through Asia today. I would come across shrines and signs that just spread the messages of Buddhism. You'd be walking in the woods, hiking, and find a Buddhist temple or a Buddhist shrine. Same thing in the middle of a city. All of a sudden there'd be a Buddhist temple or a Buddhist shrine. And it was a place to pause and make you think. I personally really loved living in, visiting and traveling in Buddhist countries. It was very peaceful to me. How did the end? What signaled the end of the empire? After Asoka died, India wasn't united anymore. Rival princes fought for power. And there's still those shrines for Buddha all over the place. I don't actually remember answering that question. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Same thing I just said. That was my answer to the question. So hopefully that'll help you. Like I said, it will be a quiz. Be sure to do the review. The review activities are good too. Take your notes because you can use your notes on your quiz. Go through this, read every card, write down what you don't know. If it's in your head, that's great. The act of writing it down will help you remember it. I will get some pictures posted from my trips through Buddhist countries because it was really important to me, and I really love sharing those pictures. You'll take your quiz. You get 2 tries for it. You've got 30 minutes for it. Think of it as I have 30 whole minutes to do it, right? But once you open it up, you can't go searching on the internet for the answers. The answers should be in front of you in your notes. Good luck. Ask me if you have questions, and have a great day.